Well, you were talking about like performing since you were 16, but can you remember the very first song ever that really blew you away and made you realize, like, I want to do that as well?
Yes, I do remember, and it was Hotel California by the Eagles. Still one of my favourite songs.
Why? Why is it so beautiful for you?
Just the lyrics, the melody, everything about. Well, I really love. It was a live version that they were doing, and you know, they're playing like 5 guitars at once, and everything about that song. I was like, oh my god, I want to write songs like that. And I listened to a lot of old stuff because my parents were really into music, so we weren't watching telly, we were listening to music. And my dad was more in the blues, like Eric Clapton, B.B. King. My mum was more in the folk, so the Eagles, Joni Mitchell, Carole King. And so this stuff was the stuff I was listening to and thinking, these are powerful songs, you know, and these mean something, and I want to do that. So I want to share that. I want to touch other people with my songs the way that these songs, you know, make me feel.
When did you start writing your own songs?
When I was 15, and I first got my guitar, my first guitar, which is still my only guitar. So I started playing when I was just 15. I had a couple of lessons with the school guitar teacher, and he taught me some chords, and then I was off. And I remember that first song, and it was just so awful.
What was it about?
Oh, it was just about some guy that I had a crush on, you know, something really, you know, bad. But yeah, my songwriting's improved. But I used to just sit in my room for hours. I'd come home from school and just sit there and write songs, sing other people's songs, and just, you know, I loved it from that moment.
Yeah, because were you always at that early years performing as a singer-songwriter, or were you cooperating with other musicians as well?
No, it was always as a singer-songwriter. The reason I started learning guitar was because before that I played the piano. For 10 years I played the classical piano, and I found it hard to write songs because it was a very strict way of learning the classical piano. And because I've been singing since, you know, forever, since, I don't know, since I was 3, since I could sing. And I was like, this is silly. If I want to play gigs, I can't carry a piano around, like that's going to be difficult. How about I try the guitar? And so that's the reason I started playing the guitar. Like I loved it, and, you know, it sounded beautiful. So I could be independent, and if I got a gig, I didn't have to rely on anyone else. So the first few years were just me alone until I found my band in Melbourne. Oops, sorry.
No problem.
I think I touched that. Until I found my band in Melbourne, it was just me, and that was because it just was easier that way, you know, to be supporting myself and everything. So.
What changed in your music when you started playing with a band? Because I can imagine it has an influence.
It does, but for me, I like to think that I just enhance the folk, the intimate kind of vibe that I'm doing. So it's a different show for sure. I love both. Being solo creates a really intimate atmosphere between you and the audience, but it also is very dependent upon people being extremely quiet and involved. Having a band is more, you know, people can kind of more like bop along, and it just creates like a bigger atmosphere and more energy, and because I can then, you know, interact with other people on stage. It's not just me. So the two things are very different, and my musicians inspire me a lot for sure, you know, to come up with some of the stuff I do, but they really just add to what I'm already doing, I think. You know, I don't think it turns into like rock or, you know, something really heavy. I'm a bit afraid of the drums, so it's more like percussion, and yeah, so I think it really adds to what I'm doing. And the shows that I'm playing here, I think the first run of shows are going to be solo, but then I do have a German band, you know, and I've met some musicians in Holland, so I think the next ones will be the next step, which I like doing that. I like that too, because the audience, you know, first they see you by yourself, and then it builds from that, and you're offering something different each time, not just different songs, but a different show. So yeah.
But do you think there will be a possibility, or maybe you can't say anything about it right now, that you always are always used to write songs by yourself? That an influence of writing maybe with a band can add something, or maybe can give you something new for yourself? Or?
Yeah, I'm now recently, so I've signed here to Sony Publishing in Holland, and they've been amazing. They're the ones organising kind of everything around the release. And they're also, right at this moment, I'm doing a lot of co-writing.
Okay.
So
With who?
writing with other artists, other producers, some with Sony, some with other labels, but it's all organised through them. And I can't talk a lot about like what that is and what it's for, but I'm doing a lot of that right now, and I'm loving it because usually I do write all by myself, and having the interaction with people has been amazing. So my band, they have an influence on the music because I come with the bare bones, but never have I written like, you know, from start to finish with other people. And I find that really, I was a bit nervous the first time that I did that, but I'm really enjoying it, you know, because you can gain a lot from somebody else's opinion and, you know, trying different things. And so I think the next album will be a lot of co-writing involved, and I'm really excited for that. I mean, it's still me, but it's, you know, with other people and creating a different sound and kind of progressing on from what I'm releasing now. So we'll see.
Can you already reveal some names, or is that strictly...
No, I'm not allowed to say
not
anything
allowed,
yet.
okay,
Yeah.
well...
But some really talented people.
Keeps the tension high.
Yeah.